Let's talk about orgasms, a universal yet often misunderstood part of the human experience. It's something that connects us all, regardless of background or belief. From a medical perspective, orgasm is the climax of sexual excitement, a powerful full-body response involving your brain, the central command center, hormones, those chemical messengers, muscles, contracting and releasing, and heart pumping faster and stronger. It's a brief but intense release of pleasure and tension, a moment of pure sensation shared by people everywhere across all cultures and continents. But what's really happening inside your body? What are the key players in this complex process? Stripped of romance, an orgasm is a chain reaction, a cascade of biological events that builds and then releases in a wave. It's a crescendo of physiological responses. Masters and Johnson, pioneers in the field of sex research, describe this journey in stages. Excitement, the initial phase of arousal; plateau, where arousal is sustained; orgasm, the peak experience and resolution; the return to a relaxed state. Think of it as climbing a mountain. You build up, step by step, reach the peak, the summit of pleasure, then descend, gradually returning to baseline. Each stage has unique physical and emotional markers, distinct signs that indicate where you are in the process, preparing your body for the main event, like an athlete warming up before a race, and then helping it return to normal, allowing you to relax and recover. While there are differences between men and women in the experience, the core machinery, the fundamental mechanisms at play, nerves firing and transmitting signals, blood flow rushing to specific areas, muscle contractions, rhythmic and involuntary, is remarkably similar across the board. The brain lights up, activating pleasure centers, the heart races, increasing blood circulation, and a surge of chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin floods your system, creating feelings of euphoria and connection. Understanding this process, gaining insight into the inner workings of your body, can demystify the experience, removing any confusion or anxiety, and help you appreciate it even more, fostering a deeper connection with your own body and sexuality. So let's dive into the science behind this incredible phenomenon, exploring the intricate details of what makes it so powerful. We'll break down what happens, step by step, examining each phase with a scientific lens, from the first spark of arousal, the initial flicker of desire, to the final moments of calm, the peaceful afterglow. Ready? Let's get started on this journey of discovery. The journey starts with arousal, the initial spark that ignites the sexual response cycle. It's the body's way of saying, "I'm ready." This arousal can be triggered by a thought, a fantasy, or a memory that excites you. Or perhaps by touch, a gentle caress that sends shivers down your spine. It could also be sight, the captivating gaze of your partner, or even a sound, a whispered word that ignites desire. Whatever the trigger, your brain acts as the command center, sending signals down the spinal cord, the body's information superhighway. These signals are like instructions, telling blood vessels in the pelvic region to open up, preparing for increased activity. This increased blood flow causes noticeable changes, physical manifestations of the excitement building within. In men, this leads to erections, a clear sign of arousal. While in women it results in swelling and lubrication, preparing the body for intimacy. But it's not just the genitals. The entire body gets involved in this symphony of arousal. Your heart rate climbs, beating faster as excitement mounts. Blood pressure rises, reflecting the increased activity within your system. And muscles tense up, preparing for action. Your body is gearing up, like an athlete preparing for a race. Building energy for what's next, a crescendo of sensation. If stimulation continues, if the spark is fanned into a flame, you enter the plateau phase, a period of sustained excitement. Here, everything intensifies. Sensations become more acute, and awareness heightens. Heart pounding, a drumbeat of passion. Breathing deepening, drawing in more oxygen to fuel the fire. Muscle tension peaking, a coiled spring ready to release. You might notice a sex flush, a visible sign of the body's response. A reddish rash on the chest or neck, a subtle blush of excitement. For women, the clitoris becomes extremely sensitive, exquisitely receptive to touch, and may retract, a natural physiological response. The outer third of the vagina tightens, preparing for the next stage. For men, the testes draw closer to the body, a sign of increasing arousal, and pre-ejaculate may be released, a natural lubricant. This phase can last seconds or minutes, a period of sustained pleasure. With the body teetering on the edge of orgasm, poised for release, it's the final build-up, the last few steps on the staircase to climax. Before the release, the ultimate surrender. Your body is primed, ready to explode with pleasure. waiting for the signal to let go, to abandon control. The anticipation is almost as intense as the moment draws near, as the climax itself, the peak of pleasure. Next comes the main event, the culmination of all that buildup. During orgasm, your brain takes center stage. fMRI scans show that just before orgasm, the logical, self-control centers of your brain quiet down. The pleasure centers, especially the nucleus accumbens, light up, flooding you with intense reward signals. Time seems to blur, and conscious thought fades away. The brain sends a final go signal down the spinal cord, triggering rhythmic muscle contractions in the pelvic region. For men, these contractions propel semen out of the body. For women, the vaginal wall, uterus, and pelvic floor contract in waves. The cerebellum, which coordinates movement and emotion, is also highly active. This neurological light show creates both the physical and emotional intensity of orgasm. In just a few seconds, your brain orchestrates a full-body symphony of pleasure and release. Then, it signals the body to stand down. While the brain orchestrates this complex symphony, acting as the conductor, the rest of your body performs, moving in a coordinated dance of sensation and response. At orgasm, your heart rate can spike dramatically, sometimes soaring to over 180 beats per minute, like a sprint, pushing your cardiovascular system to its peak. Blood pressure peaks, rising to ensure adequate blood flow, pumping oxygen with increased force to hard-working muscles, fueling their activity. Breathing becomes rapid and shallow as your body demands more oxygen, sometimes gasping for air, or even momentarily holding your breath in anticipation. This isn't random or chaotic. It's your body's highly efficient and finely tuned way of fueling the intense muscle contractions that are central to the experience. The pelvic floor muscles contract rhythmically, typically every 0.8 seconds, repeating this pattern 5 to 15 times, building intensity. But it's not just the pelvis that's involved, the entire body participates. Hands may clench, feet may flex, and facial muscles may tense, while the abdomen and thighs may all tense or contract in response to the escalating sensations. This total body response, this full engagement of your physical self, is why you can feel completely spent and utterly drained afterward. For men, these contractions cause ejaculation, the release of seminal fluid. For women, they create deep pulsating waves of pleasure that radiate outward. Regardless of gender or sexual orientation, it's a powerful, involuntary reflex, a primal response hardwired into our bodies. The storm builds in intensity, breaks with a surge of sensation, and then slowly subsides, leaving a sense of calm in its wake. It's a brief, intense workout, a high-intensity interval training session for your entire body, engaging muscles you didn't even know you had. The release of tension, the letting go of built-up energy, is both physical and deeply emotional, a cathartic experience. Afterward, you're left with a profound sense of relief, relaxation, and contentment. The body now begins to recover, returning to a state of equilibrium. What makes orgasm feel so good? It's all about chemistry. Dopamine surges, creating intense pleasure and reward. Oxytocin, the love hormone, is released, fostering closeness and trust. Prolactin follows, bringing satisfaction and signaling the body to rest. In men, prolactin helps trigger the refractory period, the recovery time before another orgasm is possible. Endorphins, your body's natural painkillers, flood your system, creating euphoria and well-being. This chemical cocktail explains the afterglow, the sense of connection, and even why orgasms can relieve minor pain. The mix of pleasure, bonding, and relaxation is unique to this experience. It's your brain's way of reinforcing both the physical and emotional rewards. These hormones shape not just how you feel in the moment, but also your desire for intimacy and connection. The result? A complex, wonderful, emotional high. And now your body begins to wind down. After orgasm, your body enters the resolution phase. Blood flows out of the genitals, swelling subsides, and your heart and breathing slow down. Muscle tension melts away, replaced by deep relaxation. The hormonal afterglow, oxytocin and endorphins, creates a peaceful, contented state. For most men, the refractory period begins, no more erections or orgasms for a while, thanks to prolactin. For women, there's usually no refractory period, so multiple orgasms are possible if stimulation continues. Everyone's experience is different, but most feel satisfied, relaxed, and often closer to their partner. The body resets, ready for whatever comes next. This gentle descent is as important as the climb. It's the body's way of restoring balance, and it's all part of the cycle. Understanding the science of orgasm empowers you. Knowing what's normal, racing heart, muscle tension, rapid breathing, can help you embrace the experience. This knowledge can improve your health, relationships, and communication. Recognizing the role of hormones like oxytocin highlights the deep connection between physical pleasure and emotional intimacy. Orgasms aren't just fleeting pleasure, they're a full-body event with real benefits, stress relief, mood boost, and even a mini workout. The more you know, the better you can care for and enjoy your body. Health literacy is key to confidence and well-being. Stay curious, keep learning, and talk openly about your body. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more Science Made Simple. Stay alert, not anxious.